raise is the development that is coming up from Rivers State this evening. We are a group of young men who call themselves lawmakers. Why I use that word is because going by the provision of the Constitution, both Section 109, their seat has become vacant a long time ago, because if you go by the provision of Section 109, that once you cross carpet from the party upon which you were elected, and there's no division in that political party, that seat automatically becomes vacant. And it's so painful that because they joined the ruling party APC, this provision have not been enforced, and they are being used as a tool to continue to weaken the party, the government in Rivers State. So it's on that note that the development today, where they said they have override the assent the governor and have vetoed and passed the reforms, the local government reforms, is unacceptable to us in the opposition. Actually, what is happening in Rivers right now is people are trying to lay the foundation for political crisis and violence that will engulf that state. There is no basis for one to justify that local government chairmen that their tenure is about to expire in a matter of weeks, that you can make a law that will extend their tenure. Such tenure extension is something that can lead to anarchy, is unacceptable, and cannot be enforced. And also to go further to also make changes to the local government commission is also unacceptable. And that is why we called you here today, to make it clear that purporting to override the governor's veto without sending the law to the governor is a recipe for chaos and lawlessness. And if you go by the provision of Section 104, before a law can be assented to or vetoed, it must be sent to the governor. And this law was not even sent to the governor. So how did they arrive at vetoing him this evening? Now, and also important, there's something I want to say, that the tenure extension for Rivers State local government chairman is legislative rascality and a coup against democracy that is dead on arrival. And that plan to extend it will be unacceptable, not just only to the PDP, but to all of us of democracy, because you cannot change the goalposts in the middle of the game. This purported amendment of sections of the law number 5 of 2018, extending the tenure of elected local government chairman in Rivers State by the Martin Amewula-led House of Assembly, which by force of law is not existing, has come under fire from us in the opposition, and we are calling on the president to intervene. Going by the peace accord he initiated, people want to sabotage that peace accord, and that is why they're throwing up all these developments that will lead to anarchy. This purported override of the governor's veto by the House of Assembly few hours ago, claiming to have amended the law, is a recipe for chaos and breakdown of law and order, and start condemned. This bill was never sent to the governor for his assent. Assuming even without conceding that the Rivers State House of Assembly sent the law to the governor has 30 days within which to assent to the law or withheld his assent. And it can only be at the expiration of the 30 days that the State House of Assembly can adjudge that the governor has withheld assent and not earlier. And also, before we even get to the issue of vetoing him, the people that are carrying this action are unknown to law, like I said before. They are no longer members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. We kept quiet because we love peace when the president intervened, even though the terms of that peace was not acceptable to the opposition. But because we want peace to reign in Rivers State, we accepted it. But it looks like after the president's intervention that this badness has continued to increase in Rivers State. And people are doing this thing thinking that nobody can call them to account. And that is why I'm calling on the president. He has fought as a Democrat, both in NEDECO, both in ACN and AC. Just because you are the president today, you don't understand that opposition must be allowed to survive. These people have joined your party. If they are popular, they should go back and represent themselves for election. Now, because they have joined your party, they continue to sit illegally in one bedroom somewhere in Rivers State, and then in the middle of their room, they keep changing laws, and they keep claiming that they have vetoed. Nobody sees these proceedings. This is not unacceptable. And we're also calling on the government in Rivers State not to implement any aspect of this. If they are looking for crisis, then they will get the crisis they are looking for. These laws, they were in the world. Weeks to expiration of tenure of elected officials, you extend those tenures just because you feel you have the numerical number. And these numbers that you are claiming that you have, as long as the law is concerned, is unknown to the law. These gentlemen are no longer members of that House of Assembly. So that is why we're also calling on the Inspector General of Police and the heads of security agents to call them to order. because what they are doing is an invitation to anarchy and an inglorious attempt to sabotage that presidential peace accord. These Rivers assemblymen are truly acting like people who do not hold the sacred, who does not hold the sacred mandate of the people. They should have known that this plot is a deliberate invitation to anarchy, an inglorious attempt to sabotage the presidential peace accord. So that's why we are calling on the president to call his party men, because they are now his party men, to order to avert a total breakdown of law and order in Rivers State. Because breakdown of law and order in Rivers State is imminent, going by the rascality of these men who are no longer legitimate members of an elected state assembly. And also, the opposition is also calling on the remaining few members of the Rivers State House of Assembly who are now statutory members of the House of Assembly and who has formed the quorum going by law because of the vacancy in this seat, to immediately take control of leadership of the Rivers State House of Assembly by electing a replacement speaker that will take over from the outgone speaker, Right Honorable Edison Ehi. We are going to support them. We'll give them all the necessary support, because as long as the law is concerned, these gentlemen are unknown to the law. So if it is only 3 or 4 people that is left in that state assembly, they should do the needful, which is to announce a new speaker that should take leadership of that House of Assembly. And also to urge the governor, on no account should you allow local government chairmen whose tenure are going to expire in the coming few weeks to spend extra second or minutes in office. They are unknown to law. Even if election cannot hold there's necessary provision under the law to take care of that before election hold. But on no account can one man or a group of 20-something individuals sit down, change the law few weeks to the expiration of the tenure of these officers, and then extend their tenure. That is judicial rascality. Just imagine somebody extending the tenure of the president or the governor. That will also be unacceptable. So it's on that ground that we are rejecting this and alerting Nigerians that there's a plot to break down law and order in Rivers State by carrying on this legislative impunity by these former members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. And also, we're also calling on INEC Chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakub, to fulfill those provisions of Section 109 or thereabout, which gives him power to conduct election. There have been letters written to him to conduct election in those vacant seats, which was written by the acting speaker then, Edison Ehi. So we are calling on INEC to move immediately and conduct by-elections so in those seats in Rivers State House of Assembly that have been declared vacant by virtue of cross-carpeting of those gentlemen to All Progressive Congress Party. And then lastly, which is also very important, is to also voice our rejection to the move to establish the state police. Let's make one thing clear, that we are looking for a solution to some of our national problems cannot lead us to bigger problems. There's one thing that is very important that must be done. If governors cannot manage or allow local government system of administration to work, can you trust these gentlemen with an army, with a police force? And these are, some of them have not even paid 18,000 or 20,000 minimum wage. So they're not going to pay police force. Why do they suddenly want a police force? Because most of them are going to use it for ulterior political purposes. So because everybody is scrambling, looking for a way to solve key national security challenges, should not throw us into something that will throw us into a state of lawlessness and anarchy. And more importantly, how did we get to insecurity? If the local government system was functioning and their money was going directly to them, would there have been need for bandits to take the forest without the local government chairman handling it? All these insecurities and all this economic problem, the markets that have been born, the markets that are not functioning, local government would have fixed it. Those communities that don't have water, local government would have fixed it. Those teachers in primary school that were not being paid, local government would have fixed it. Those teachers that are no longer training our children who are turning into bandits would have been functioning if local government was also functioning. So everybody will agree that the reason why they are disconnecting governance today is that the rural system of administration have been captured by a group of people that we elected as governors. And that has thrown Nigeria into economic crisis, into security crisis, and into all sorts of crises. So if they are honest and serious, the first thing that needs to be done is for these governors to support the ongoing amendment we are bringing to the constitution to allow local government to be democratically elected, to be autonomous, and receive their money fully. The state is supposed to be sending money to the local government as a support. So if these men cannot be trusted to allow another arm of government to function, are you going to trust these men with police force of their own? Have you seen what some of them have done with the federal police? The way they change commissioners of police who do not do their bidding, the way they carry armored personnel carriers during the election to arrest their opponents, the same way they charge people for terrorism charges left, right, and center. With all due respect, these governors has contributed greatly to the problem that is facing Nigeria today. And that is why I said their priority should not be the issue of state police. Release the money of the local government, release the autonomy of the local government, allow the state houses of assemblies in your area to function very effectively. Governance will be increased at the local area. Economic activities will come back. Insecurity will go away. We're not talking about shooting and killing and stopping insecurity. But what about the remote, the thing that causes the insecurity, which is poverty, which is that our children do not go to the primary school again, it doesn't work, which is that we don't have the health centers working again, we don't have money, our traders do not have access to loan and so on and so forth, our petty traders. Let us restore the local government system of administration. Everywhere you go in the world, you go to London, it's municipal that run the train station, that run the tax system. You go to Dubai, the same thing. But we'll come to our own. Everything has been captured. You now have to go to the state for fertilizer. You go to the state for seedlings. You go to the state for solar light. These are no responsibility of state or neither federal government. So we must restore the local government system of administration as the very foundation towards finding permanent solution to the issues of insecurities. On that ground, I would say that should not be a priority at this moment, that they have not shown the capacity, they have not shown the confidence, they have not shown the patriotism to be trusted with an armed group. Look at what some of them did with their vigilantes. You now weep and said, when you now give such group of people a police force on their own, at times the president may not even land in their state. Some of them can even shut down the entire airport. So the most important thing is to restore the local government system of administration. Then we can now go to the issues of state police. And even in that local government, we can also have community policing system. Empower the vigilantes, give them more training. They can police the forest, they can police the farmland, and restore our people back to the farmland so that we can have food security. It's on that ground that we have objection and we're expressing our...
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.